Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call halal, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kodash. I send double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. I send much peace, love, and salutations to Yahakiam out there pushing the word of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and sincerity and truth. This is a brother Ariala. And on this lesson, I think I'm going to name it Satan and his minions are always in the midst. Don't trip. Satan and his minions are always in the midst. Don't trip. Sometimes Satan is doing his job. He attacks us in different ways, whether it's our body and our health, whether it's our physical property, whether it's our significant other, whether it's our children, maybe it's your friends or people, your coworkers. Satan is going to use whatever he can to be in the midst. And sometimes you might get it in your head that it's because you're wicked. Well, no, that's his job. His job is to fuck with you. His job is to try to get you off course. His job is to get you to doubt and lose faith. And as you take your course in this ministry, and as you're building everything, Satan is going to use anything he can to mess with you. So I just wanted to read some scriptures and exhort Akim and even the sisters to don't be discouraged if Satan is maybe in the midst around you or maybe attacking somebody that's close to you, and you can see that demons are being used to disrupt your spirit or dishearten your spirit. You can't allow that to happen. You got to know that it is a part of the game, and you got to keep your head in the game, right? So this scripture here in Job 2:1, it says, again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. All right. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So Satan is going to and fro in the earth, man, doing his job. His job is to get you to discourage you. Now, when you read this story, like it says in verse 3, it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? And there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil. And he still is holding fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. All right. So even though you might be feeling like, you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're staying in the scriptures, you're praying, you know what I'm saying? You're following Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to the best of your ability. Satan can be used to attack you, man, to test your integrity. That's his job. It don't mean you're wicked. It don't mean you going off. It don't mean that you ain't in the right spirit. It might mean you are in the right spirit, okay? Satan is doing his job, going to and fro throughout the earth, fucking with people that believe. Satan is not going to go. He's not trying to capture the ones that are already captured. All right. Satan is being loosed on the people who are not captured. Okay. And us believing in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, your integrity in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to be tested. Your faith, your wholeness in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to be tested. All right, whether he puts you in a job and the manager is just locked in on you, or maybe you're going through something with your wife and she's just tripping, or your husband and they just tripping, and it's clear they got demons on them. You can't allow that to rock your faith and say, man, I've been following you. Why am I going through this? Well, Satan is doing what he's supposed to do. Maybe it's your children. You pray over them, you hope the best for them, but they still go left. And you start thinking and discounting yourself as a parent in the truth. Well, Satan is here to attack. He's here to shake things up. Now, Yahushua warned Peter of this, but this goes for all the followers, right? Luke 22:31 says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. So the Lord said, I pray for you, not that you don't that Satan stops trying to sift you. I pray that your faith fail not. We have to hold fast to our integrity in faith, okay? Because the Lord Yahweh Shai didn't say, no, Satan, don't attack him. He said, I pray that your faith fail not. So we're supposed to go through these things. We're set to go through these things, even as Yahushua went through. When he was up on the mountain, he was tempted when he was fasting. Okay, that 40-day fast, Satan came when he was in a state of what? Physically being weakened, right? To try to get him. And that's how Satan will do. Satan will try to come and get you in your weakness. Try to find a weak spot in your life. You know, try to find a weak spot where maybe your faith is not as whole. Maybe it is a relationship. Maybe it is your employment or your business that you got going on. Maybe it is your bodily health, right? Your mental health. Satan will put thoughts in your head that you ain't shit, you ain't nothing. All right? But you got to pray that your faith holds strong. Because Satan, he gonna do his job. He's going to do his job. All right? We have to understand that. The scripture says this. In 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Right? So now when a lion is hunting, now a lion don't typically go after a dead carcass. He goes after a live carcass, right? But what does he do when he's chasing down a pack? He's going for the one that strays away, the one that strays off the path with the pack. He goes for the weaklings. All right. That's why you gotta keep yourself in this thing and be steadfast, right? So verse 9 says this: whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. And as you go through each trial and tribulation, as you resist Satan, you're able to do what? You're able to go, like Yahushua said to Simon, to Peter, and strengthen thy brethren, strengthen those around you. When you go through trials and you keep your integrity and you keep your faith, that helps other people that are around about you, man. That glorifies Yahushua amongst the body. All right? You putting that work in with the Lord. So you can't think in your mind because Satan or demons are around about you that is because you going off. No, it's because they're doing their job. It might be you doing you doing just right. So you're being considered. All right? You have to understand that. Just because Satan and his minions are in the midst, don't trip. Don't trip that they're in the midst. You know, don't let it bug you out, man. Now this is 1 Peter 4:12, but I got it in the NLT. It says, "Dear friends, don't be surprised at the fiery trials you are going through, as if something strange were happening to you. Instead, be very glad, for these trials make you partakers with Hamashiach, Yahushua, in his suffering, so that you have the wonderful joy of seeing his glory when it is revealed to all the world. So be happy when you are insulted for being a follower of Yahushua." It says a Christian. "For then the glorious spirit of the Most High rests upon you." Okay, so you got to understand, as you follow this thing, if you trying to keep the same integrity that Job has, as you go through these trials, as Satan tries you, as Satan and his minions and whatever situations are happening to you, you got to have that joy in your mind. Like, man, I'm suffering with Yahushua so that I can get the reward with that glory that Yahushua got to sit at the right hand of the Father. You'll be a co-inheritor with that reward. These things are set to happen. They're going to happen in your life, man. You can't be distracted or be confused about this thing. You come into this truth. It doesn't make it a cakewalk, because now you know the word. You're getting into the scriptures. You're getting into the spirit of Yahushua. You're following to the best of your ability. Usually that's when stuff really starts to happen negative to you, because this is Satan's kingdom. We're waiting for a kingdom to come that's filled with the glory of Yahushua and that reigns on this earth. Okay? So you expect for it to be crazy out here. Expect for Satan to attack your children, or demons to be at your job, or car situation, or just random ailments in the body. These things are, going to happen. But you have the equipment. You have the armor. right? They, like it talks about in Ephesians, you got to keep that armor on to be protected against all the wiles of the devil that's set to come. All right. Now I want to read this story here because ultimately sometimes it gets down to the nitty gritty concerning being attacked. All right. So Mark chapter 9 verse 17 says, and one of the multitude answered and said, Master, I have brought unto thee my son, which hath a dumb spirit. For and whithersoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth and gnasheth his teeth with his teeth, and pineth away. And I spake unto thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. He answered him and saith, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him. And he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. So he basically had what's called a tonic-clonic seizure. He, foaming at the mouth. See this demon just jumped on him. Right? It says, and he asked his father, how long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, of a child. So he always been that way. And oftentimes it hath cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Yahushua said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. So that's the key. That's the first key, is to believe that the power of Yahushua is there and can heal and cast out demons, right? Of any sort. Whatever you got going on, you have to believe. The first part is belief. Then it says, and straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. Okay? And we all might have that in whatever situation. It might be, you might have a level of unbelief in this situation, where in another situation you have more belief. Considering the matter, you have to pray that the Most High helps you in those weaker areas in your life. We all have to pray for that. That way, if we're getting attacked and we're bound in those things with an attack, we can be opened up for healing. We can be opened up for that help when we cry out to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay, it says, when Yahushua saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit, saying unto him, thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him and enter no more into him. And the spirit cried and rent him sore and came out of him. And he was as one dead, insomuch that many said he is dead. But Yahushua took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. And when he was come into the house, the disciples asked him privately, talking about the disciples asked Yahushua privately, why could not we cast him out? And he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. So Yahushua gave them a clue to unlock a higher level of spirituality. Along with your belief, along with praying for your unbelief to be helped with, right? Sometimes prayer and fasting needs to come along with it with certain situations, okay? So you have to incorporate these tools in order to battle Satan, in order to keep your integrity and your faith in this thing, okay? All right? Because Satan is, like I said, Satan is going to come from multiple angles in our lives, all right? And, I named off a few areas, but, there's all types of areas where Satan is trying to attack. And you have to keep it in your head that, this is not necessarily because you wicked, that Satan is just doing his job. And he's going to attack those that are not captured. He's going to attack those that are chasing Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Those are the ones he wants to get off the path. Those are the ones that he wants to create doubt inside of. All right. So we resist Satan. We resist his forces with faith, belief, all right, prayer and fasting, and continuously washing ourselves in the water of the word. Okay? So I just wanted to talk about that, man, and exhort Akim, brothers and sisters, just to keep fighting and just know these things, these problems, these sufferings, these issues, Satan being in the midst, It's a part of the fight. It's a part of the game plan. It's a part of this trial. Lord willing, that was edifying. With that being said, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors once again to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you, Akim, out there, pushing the glory and the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, sincerity and truth. Shalom.